Get the party started. All right, guys, we're recording. It's November 26th. Welcome to our team. I will try not to keep you guys too terribly long tonight because I know it's still Cyber Monday and there's a lot going on. I have been on the phone all day long today. Not just for me, for other people, doing some three-ways. One for a brand new person, and the three-way went 45 minutes long, like we have 45 minutes for three-ways on a busy day like today. But so exciting, so very exciting. So what I decided to do for tonight's call was we just started getting notifications of our six-figure income earners that will be recognized at New Year's kickoff. And this is such a huge honor. And I think for just about every one of us, maybe shy of Randy, most of us had never earned a six-figure income ourselves before. And so it's just one of those things that sometimes you just want to pinch yourself. You can't believe it's actually happened to you. And, you know, for those of you that are really working on building this business and you're on these team calls week after week and you're plugging into all of our groups and really staying engaged in all that we're offering and going to the events and all of these things, I just want you to know that it's so worth every tear that you may shed along the way, every challenge that may come your way. You get stronger and stronger. You keep building these muscles bigger and bigger. And this can be you too. You can be a six-figure income earner here too. This can happen for every single one of you. And so I'm hoping tonight's call will really motivate you guys and get you excited about that possibility. So I've asked two of our newest six-figure income earners to share a little bit tonight. So of our six-figure income earners, several I see on that call tonight. Lisa Maciel is one of our first six-figure income earners in the team, also a platinum and hit millionaire status. But these two are newer to the six-figure club, and I'm super excited to have them share. So let's start. Sarah, I see you're in a car, so I'm wondering if you have some time restraints here. Are you okay? Oh, you're muted.
I'm not driving. I'm just in the car because it's quieter than in the chair gymnastics area. So.
Oh, good. All right. So I'm going to have you start. And, you know, a lot of these people know your story, Sarah, but give them the quick version of your story so that they understand where you came from. Because you and Ally both have a little bit of a different story.
Okay. So I was a full-time hairstylist for 11 years. I was introduced to Isogenics by one of my clients. She kept bringing me all the products that she didn't want and didn't like, and it just happened to be something that clicked for me. She knew that I would love the product. She was very, very smart in that, but then she lost her hairdresser because very quickly once I got started, I started with a 9-day. I try not to tell people that because we don't want anybody to start like that. So I am the abnormal person who started on a 9-day. I was a clean eater, meal prepper. I did 2-a-day workouts. I was busting my tail to get results, and I just didn't get the results that I wanted from doing all that hard work. And within 5 days, I felt like $1 million. So very, very quickly, I started telling everyone how I felt. And when you're in a hair salon, people talk, right? So I started sharing with all of my clients, and they started asking because they could honestly tell a difference in my fitness level. They would bump into me and feel like my body, and they'd be like, "Wow, what are you doing?" So I would literally be signing people up while I was doing their hair. So lo and behold, Cindy Walter found me on Isopulse. I didn't really know there was a business attached to this. I just knew that this was something that could help people, and I felt guilty not telling them about it. And I set them up with the same account that I was set up with. Only, don't worry, I did not start anybody on a 9-day because I learned that was not enough products. So when I started signing people up, Cindy found me and said, "Hey, I see that you're a local number. Where do you live?" So she had me over. She shared with me that I could eat for free. And that is huge for me because honestly, when I started with the 9-day, it was a lot of money to me. Even though I believed in cleansing the body and detoxing, I had done many different cleanses before that also cost a lot of money. So I get that. But I really thought that I would only do it for the 9 days and then go back to my normal clean eating after I got my results, because that's what I had done with other cleanses in the past. And this time was way different. I wasn't going to live without these products. So once she showed me that I could earn an income, I very quickly started sharing with more people. They went to NYKO. I didn't go that year, so that was 2016. They came back on fire, all excited about this crystal reset. So I was a manager at the time. I built to executive, I think, by the end of March, and the rest is history. That year I out-earned more than I was making full-time as a hairdresser. Now, mind you, I'm doing this in part-time hours. I have 3 children. I also help my husband with his small business. I'm his bookkeeper. So in the pockets of my time, I'm building this side hustle, making more than I could make full-time as a hairdresser in my best year. So at the end of 2016, I was wrestling with the idea, could this be the solution for me to be able to stay home? Because I seriously cried every single time I had to leave my babies and go back to work, because that was never what I wanted to do. And I thought, if this is a way for me to stay home, I'm just going to do it. So 2017, I went to NYKO and I made that decision, like, I'm going home. And so I've been doing this full time ever since then. I had a great year in 2017. I was able to earn top achievers and take my husband on our dream honeymoon that we never got when we got married the first time. And I guess now I'm getting to be a 6-figure earner.
That's so cool. I just
Short story.
over and over and over again. I absolutely love it. And I have a bunch of questions for you, but I want to shift gears and move over to Ally. And Ally's story is a little bit different. So Ally, if you're able to unmute, I would love for you to share your reason for getting started and how things transpired for you. And then I'm going to ask both of you guys some great questions.
Sure. My story is similar to Sarah's in that it was really for the product experience. So by education, I guess you'd say I am a social worker, but I hadn't been in that industry for a really long time. For about 11 years, I was in a different direct sales company that a lot of us were in and became friends that way. And I did very well in that company. Like many of us here, I was in the top, what did they say, like 2% of leadership there. So I worked really hard, always earned all the recognition and the incentive trips, not all of them, but there was one particular year where I went for the highest incentive trip. I was very recognition focused for a very long time and achieved that. And at the end of it, I was just like so very tired. So as things started to change in that industry, and my kids were bigger. So when I had started with that other company, my kids were very small, and it gave me something that I could take ownership of, that just really felt like me, that got me out of the house with other adult women in the evening. As things changed, 11 years down the road, my kids were going to school all day, coming home, and I was throwing dinner at them, stressed out, running out to go be at somebody else's house and put on a happy face. It just wasn't feeling really very good anymore. So I honestly didn't see myself doing anything in any sort of, well, I did at the time didn't understand the difference between direct sales and network marketing, number one, but I just didn't see myself doing anything in this industry. And a lot of people here on this call talked to me a little bit about it, and I just shut it down for that reason. And another big reason is that I had so many people come to me that wanted to be home with their kids, and they wanted an opportunity like what I thought that was, and I could never help them make enough money to replace a corporate income. That was something I didn't really relate to. So Cindy, when you said a lot of us never thought we'd ever make a 6-figure income, I thought I was making a great income as a social worker at $38,000 a year. That was the highest salary I'd ever made. And that was, leading a whole program. So, when I could make that in my last business, I thought that was great, but then I could see other corporate women were not able to come home. So I'd lost a lot of belief in the industry. So really, I had just gained some weight. I lived in Minnesota. I was always very small. I never had any problems with weight. I could always eat anything I wanted, anytime. People told me that wouldn't last forever. I didn't believe them. And then we had a particularly cold winter when it was -40 a lot, at a really tight neighborhood, and we were doing a lot of happy hours at my house with a lot of wine and cheese and snacks, like more than once a week. And so we were getting ready to go on a trip, and suddenly, I discovered fleece lined leggings. That's all I wore that winter. And so when it came time to put on my spring clothes, all the wine, all the cheese, put on my spring clothes, I could not, for the very first time in my life, besides being pregnant, I could not even get the zipper up and then buttoned. And I was like, holy crap. And so, I mean, this is still probably making a long story long. I tried really hard on my own for a long time to eat clean, get more disciplined, exercise harder. Oh, harder, harder, harder. All that did was make me more hungry. And I still was just struggling. For some reason, I still didn't want to listen to Lori, who kept checking in with me a lot. We'd become good friends. And I even tried a different program. And it didn't make me feel good. And a few people in the neighborhood found out about it. And so when I decided to finally give Isagenix a try, I was, number one, really skeptical. I thought I would probably hate it too and get my money back for it. And number two, I didn't think I would share with anybody because I was like, they're just going to be like, well, first Allison was with this company and now she's with that company. And what's she going to do next? Basically everything except pretty much Lori's not lying there. Yeah, I had a few different things.
What shifted for you after you got your product results? Is that when the business shift changed for you?
Yeah, so it was very unplanned. You guys, if you know me, I can be a little impulsive. When something just comes up and excites me, I'm like, blah, I just tell everybody, right? So I was, it was like 10 days in or whatever, and I was feeling a ton better, and probably before 10 days, but it was about 10 days where I put on, I was packing for a cruise and I put on my clothes and they fit. And I'm like, dude, I've been trying to do this for a year and a half on my own and it wasn't working. I was so happy that I just posted something on Facebook. Oh my gosh, I can get into my clothes. I'm so happy. And everybody wanted to know, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And I kind of freaked out. I'm like, Lori, what? Oh my God, what do I do? I didn't really mean to do this. But, then it was just super fun. It was super fun and made me really happy to share with people. And I do like getting a discount. So getting some money back was exciting. About a month after that, my aunt passed away. And I think it just made it even more important to me to really help people. She didn't take care of her health at all. She always put herself last. Rosie, who's on my team, is a good family friend, and she got started because she was very much like my aunt. Just self-care wasn't a priority. There were just so many other priorities. I think it took on a more meaningful purpose for me to really help people with their health. So, while this was what I did, gosh, I wasn't working. I was still home. I kept with that other company for a while until through December. And by that time, I was already making more than I made with the prior company. So after that, I was ready to let it go and really focus on this full time. But there are lots of other things that happened in my life as well. Between my aunt passing away, she was the only last living member of my family. And so that came with a lot of stuff that I'm still dealing with right now. So that took a lot of time. My husband and I separated for about 3 or 4 months during the period that I was building. And then we had our move here. So it's not like I'm just sitting around always working, it's even if you don't have another full-time job, life throws things at you. And so like Sarah, often just doing this in the pockets of my time is how I run my business.
That's awesome. All right. So I want to ask the first question to both of you. Sarah, we'll start with you. How does earning a 6-figure income make you feel?
Well, it makes me cry because it's been hard prior to this. My husband and I together did not make 6 figures. So it changes life for my family forever. I'm able to have my kids doing the things that they want to do. I'm at competition cheer practice right now. I had to say no for a really long time because I couldn't afford it. And I didn't have the time because I had to be at work. And same with my son. He's playing travel baseball because he loves it. And people ask me why all the time. Because I want them to do what they love because I didn't get to. So I'm giving them the future that they didn't get to get or that I didn't have.
Yeah. Amen. I have that in common with you for sure. How about you, Ally? I know your husband does well. He's got a great job, but how does it feel for you to be able to do this?
It gives me so much belief in this industry and what is available for women who who just have really come to believe that they can't have the things that they want, or they don't deserve the things that they want, or that they're limited by their role as a mom, that there's just really so much opportunity. Yeah, it just really makes me feel good what I can help other women do and have.
So, I shared this on our mastermind call today, but for all of you guys, I want to share this too. Think about how you feel when you help a client get into their skinny jeans, lose their weight that they wanted to lose, have more energy, be able to sleep better, get through a day without needing a nap. Think of how great you feel when you play a very small part in someone's health. And then times that by 100 when this kind of stuff starts happening, that we've played a small role in all of these people. We're going to put a poster out tonight or maybe tomorrow, now that it's getting kind of late, of all of our six-figure income earners, and that we've played a small role in helping all of these people achieve a six-figure income. Most of them doing it not so much in full-time hours, fitting it in their busy, hectic lives is so fulfilling. So take that feeling of helping a client and times it by 100, and you can imagine what we're feeling now as we're getting more and more people to pop to six-figure income earners. All right, so let's ask some practical questions. I want you guys to share, what are you doing to grow your business? Because what I'm most excited about is that we have 2 new six-figure income earners in a year that sales were a little flat for the company. Enrollments were down, rank advancements were down. We're seeing a shift now, and that upturn is happening and momentum's coming back. In 2019, we're going to be soaring for everyone that, is still, fired up and engaged. It's going to be amazing. But you guys did it during kind of a flat period. So let's just start with, tell us some of the things you've been doing to grow your business. Sarah, we'll start with you and we'll go back to Ally.
So with the shift of me changing positions, like, going from being out in the community and in people's faces all the time, I came home and then I wasn't going anywhere or doing anything. So I would say 2017, or this year, I had to learn to do things differently. So I schedule a lot of meetings. I go out and I meet people and talk to people and share with people. I've had a lot more conversations and I've had a lot more meetings for sure.
You joined a networking group?
I did, but that was later this year. I just started asking people to take a look more often. And I had a lot more interaction with people, and I had to do it differently. It was people I didn't know. I started reaching out to people from my past, people from high school, people in my hometown. So I'm actually building a team in my hometown. So that's huge. So I usually go down there once a month and I have a launch party for them. And I'm just trying to fill the room because I have a free room down there at a restaurant that they give us for free. And I just want to fill it.
Yep. Okay. So you're doing a lot of belly to bellies. You're doing more than just our local sip and samples. You're going out and doing them for people also. So you're doing that probably once a week, would you say you're having some type of an in-home event or somewhere, an event?
Usually once, sometimes twice a week. Yeah.
Okay, then you're doing a weekly networking meeting. And then also you've been doing lunch and learns. Share a little bit about that, because this could be something that could be an eye-opener for some people on the call that maybe work full-time jobs.
So I utilize kind of my husband's network too a little bit. So some of the people that he has contacts with, I'm just asking business owners, and I'm kind of being bold and asking if I can come in and talk about the health of their employees and their staff, because ultimately if their staff can feel better, they will have higher productivity, they will get more done for them, it'll cost them less in their healthcare. So I've been doing that this year. And I actually was approached, the idea came to me because I was approached by a business owner, and it's kind of just taken off from there.
And was that scary for you to reach out to people? Because I think for some people, they'd love to do lunch and learns at people's offices. Was that scary for you to come out and ask? Have you gotten more comfortable with it?
I definitely have. I'll be honest. The first couple times, like I wanted to cry, throw up, and just crawl in a hole. It is very scary, and I would very much just do like, okay, breathe it out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you've got to go now. And I would be terrified out of my mind. Sometimes I only have 30 minutes, and what can I say in 30 minutes that's going to impact somebody's life, that's going to make them realize that just this small thing can change their life forever in 30 minutes. You got to get good.
Push through that fear. You just pushed through it and did it anyway.
Yep, I did. Over and over and over.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, Ally, how about you? What have you done to grow a 6-figure income for yourself? Are you doing meetings? Tell us what you're doing.
I don't do as many meetings as I used to. I did a lot of meetings when I lived in Minnesota. So I think a lot of my income comes from deeper down within my team, honestly. I don't enroll as many people as I did the very first year and a half. But I really work deeply with people down in my line, second, third, fourth PET, a lot. When I lived in Minnesota, Beth and I were doing events at my house monthly, sometimes bi-monthly. I did a lot of online events. That slowed down a lot this year. Since I moved, I've only done one event at my home, but I did keep doing more online events. So those were the kind of things that I was doing. I've done a lot less belly to bellies, but I spend a lot of time showing people what's possible and really looking at my reports and digging down deep and paying attention to isopulse and reaching out. And I know sometimes there's a fear of, for some newer leaders to talk to people on their second or their third PE. They're afraid that they might be stepping on somebody's toes. No, that's totally our job. We're helping everybody out when we do that. And so, and I think a big thing too is when people say, that they're not interested in the income, I don't take that ever as a no forever. So there are people that are sharing now that said, no, I don't have time for this, that I'd come back to a couple months later and I say, listen, I know the last time we talked, you said this, but I'm just wondering if something has changed for you. If I helped you come up with a text to send out or a post to write, would you be open to doing it? And people change their minds. They do. And then once they get paid, they like that. They want more of that. So, I do coaching groups within my team, business coaching groups. Some have been really small, some have been larger. I think those have helped quite a bit. Collaborating also with other great leaders here and doing coaching groups has been really helpful also.
That's awesome. And I want to ask you, you have had some major life transformations. You've moved, you have moved a lot. Tell everybody, you've never dropped off the radar, like through all of, I didn't even know, honestly, I didn't even know some of the stuff that you've been through. And I wouldn't have, you still showed up on Facebook and social media. You still showed up on calls. I wasn't even aware of you not being present. So how does, when life hits you and happens, because it happens to all of us go through this stuff. How were you able to stay plugged into your business? Because here you are, after going through all of that, having your biggest year to date.
I think it's a mindset situation. Some people get stressed and they drop off and they're like, I can't because I'm too stressed out. For me, it's, if I'm stable here, that's stability, right? And I feel a responsibility in a good way to keep helping people. I would never want to help somebody and then just drop off. In fact, when I was in Top Achievers, I earned that, and I was there with Sarah at Top Achievers. There was one person that, because I didn't do a super great job with customer service right after my move, right? And somebody had gone inactive. And most people I kept in touch with, but this particular person, all of a sudden she had an enrollment and I was trying to help her and it just seemed a little awkward. And I said, I really want to help you with this situation and helping your friend get enrolled. I'm picking up on something. And she said, Allison, you just totally went MIA on me. And I was shocked because I didn't realize that I had done that. But in her case, when I looked at it from her perspective, I kind of had, and I don't ever want to feel that. That was just in May, but I don't want anyone to ever feel like that. And honestly, I just don't. This is something so simple to do in pockets of time. If something is really important to you, you will find a time, you will find a way. You just will. I could spend time thinking about how stressed out I am, but that's not going to get me anywhere. it just feels better to be plugged in. It feels better to connect. It feels better to serve a purpose than to be focused on myself and my stress.
And I've always thought that when life gives us struggles and we go through these things, if we put our servant's cap on and we go into service and helping other people, sometimes it makes what we're going through so much easier to get through. So I absolutely love that. And I applaud you for that, because that's not easy, but I think it's also very inspiring that you were able to, achieve all of this and stay plugged in to the best of your ability during this time and create something so amazing. All right. So Sarah, back to you. What advice could you give to the people on the call tonight, watching the video, to really help them finish the year strong and be ready to go when the new year hits and we know what happens in January and February? What advice, what tips can you give them?
So we just did a coaching group today that talked about this. So definitely do not unplug because it's the holiday. Do not let loose on your nutrition and gain weight through the holiday. Stay plugged in. Continue to love on your people. Love every single person as if they are the last person you will ever get, and really focus on the people that you want to help in 2019. I almost said 16, because they might not say yes right now, but they're watching you and they're watching to see what you're going to do, and then they're going to want to jump on after they have their holiday cookies. So I would definitely just keep on doing it. And it's like Ally said, you have to keep doing the same things every single day. Jay Bennett says, ABC, 1, 2, 3. Do the do every single day, whether you want to or not. Consistency is key.
It absolutely is. Absolutely. Ally, how about you? What tips can you give everyone?
Gosh, I would say so much of the same stuff. I would also add into that, give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. I mean, I will tell you, as much as I say I always stay plugged in, there were days when I said I need to have today to myself. Mm-hmm. And I gave myself that grace. And that's really important to do. And don't make assumptions. Don't make assumptions about it being the holidays. Well, people are busy. People are shopping. Don't do the do because you're assuming they aren't ready, because you will be surprised how many people. I was just looking at my compensation history, and I think last December, including my cycles plus my all my PIBs, it was over $9,000 in December. Now somebody would assume that it would be really low because people don't want to start till January. So don't make that assumption. Make sure that you're working, and if you're new and you're struggling around that, because sometimes we just have our own money ideas, right? Where we're like, well, I know that I'm really tight this month, and so I just can't talk to somebody about it or overcome that objection. Make sure that you're doing 3-way calls with your leaders. It's so important, and that's where you're going to learn to overcome objections. That's where you're going to learn the language, and that's where you're another place where you're going to build that belief. So, make sure that you're plugging in every way possible with your leader and your team, and you'll learn so much that way.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. That's perfect. All right. And I just have one more question to wrap up the call tonight and let you guys get back to work. I know lots of you have probably some more calls to get on. I know I have a couple things I need to wrap up yet. Let everyone know, let's finish this call. I really want people to not compare themselves to your journey and say, well, gosh, Sarah didn't have network marketing experience and she's out earning me, and Ally, Ally didn't even come here for the business, and look at her, it just kind of fell into her lap. Sometimes we can say these self-defeating things to ourselves, comparing ourselves to other people, and feel really bad about ourselves when others are succeeding. I want the opposite for tonight's call. I want people to be so fired up after this call that they put 6 figures on their vision board for next year, that they think about how would a 6-figure income impact their family and their lives. I want people to be so fired up. So let's just leave everyone with, what do you think the team can do? What do you believe that other people can achieve this? Because this is not a business where I'm the only one making money. And that's what I love so much about it. And that's why I'm so passionate about it, that truly I believe anyone on this call can do it. So Sarah, any last minute, inspiration you want to leave everyone?
So I guess definitely don't compare. And I like to say, stay in your lane. You know, there's no one way to do this. There are many different ways to get to the same end goal. You just have to find your way. So continue to learn about yourself and grow yourself so that you can achieve what you want to achieve. And definitely cast the vision. Put it on your board. Once it's on there, you will find a way to get there.
Yeah, I love that. I've heard you say stay in your lane before, and I love that because so often we're diverted. We're diverted by distractions, but we're also diverted sometimes by other people's success. And I always think of my friend Sharon Robinson. She is the one that, I'm telling you what, other people's success fires her up. She gets so motivated when she sees other people rank advancing, when she hears about people, you know, doing things like what you guys have accomplished. That just fires her up. Never, ever does she feel like, oh, they're doing it faster than me, or woe is me. It totally fires her up. And I love that about her. And I really wish that for everyone. So that's great. Thank you. All right, Ally, how about yourself?
I really love that idea of being really clear about your vision and about your belief and really feeding into that belief as much as you can. The very first event that I went to, I can't remember if it was in YKO or a celebration, and I saw this, you know, I saw the people up on stage for six figures. I saw Club Six, and that right there went right on my vision board right away. I think I made a post about that was my goal. I put it out there so it would hold myself accountable because I publicly said it. The whole reason, I'm not even that motivated by money. The whole reason it was important to me is because I wanted other people to know there really is an alternative to working your tail off in a hamster wheel every day and then coming home and giving what's left to your family. There really is something different. And that was what pushed me because I wanted other people to see that it could be done. And so seek inspiration from other people. If you find yourself doing some comparing, shut off the social media and make a plan. Make a plan. Write down 5 things that you are going to take massive responsibility for and do each day for the next ever many days, 30 days, 6 months. Make a plan and stick to your plan. Don't worry about what's going on over here. Because if you have that vision and you have that belief and you just stick to your plan, no matter what, you're totally going to get there in your way, in your time.
Yeah, I love that. And I, you know, both of you guys, did you always believe you could earn a 6-figure income? No? When did
Not always.
inside of you that I can do this? I can earn a 6-figure income.
I think my belief changed when I went to that event and I saw all those people up on stage, and I was just like, wow, look at all these regular people. That's when it I don't know. It's like somebody flipped a switch on.
Mm-hmm. And how about you, Sarah?
I knew that I would get there someday. I guess I didn't really expect it to be this year. So
That's so cool.
you know, it was always my goal, but I like helping people. So if I can help my people get paid, that's what matters.
Yeah, so cool. And I think you guys, it's pretty evident that these guys are all about helping other people. And, you know, this is, you know, my favorite quote. You've heard me say it over and over again. When you help enough other people get what they want, you get what you want. So even if you're not super money motivated, you'll become successful financially in this if you're helping enough other people get their products for free. I mean, it just happens like that. And if money is a motivating factor for you, if $500 to $1,000 a month or a week or a day is what it's going to take to set your family financially free, then use that to fire you up. But I think the things I really want you to take from this call is, 1, have the belief in yourself that you can do it. No, without a doubt. If you put the work in, if you have enough conversations, if you talk to enough people, if you get enough people getting their products for free, you will be set financially free and you will achieve your goals. But you have to believe it's possible for you. And you can't pour belief into other people if you don't believe it for yourself first. So that's a priority. It's got to start there. These two have become massive attractors of leaders. They're building leaders in their team down deep now because they not only have the belief of themselves, but they believe it for other people. And so you're seeing it duplicate. And that's when the magic happens, when you start duplicating your efforts. So believe it. Figure out your plan. Like Ally said, you've got to have a plan. You can have the beautiful, beautiful why and the biggest vision in the world. But if you don't have a plan and you don't get into action, nothing will happen. So you've got to take massive action. And we don't want to wait till New Year's kickoff and the new promotion. We want to really take advantage of what we've got going on right now. I'm promoting consultants now, even though I know that in the new year, we're probably going to have some type of a crystal reset. We'll probably, our new trip will probably be around rank advancing consultants. I'm not going to wait. I've got people right now that are fired up, and I'm starting to create new consultants right now, because then they'll be in a situation where they can start advancing and having their people get paid in the new year. So don't ever wait. Take action now. Stay plugged in. Both of these two are extremely consistent in their work, no matter what life throws at them. All the balls that they're, juggling at a time, they're consistent. And the same with all of our six-figure income earners, guys. Every single one of them. They don't just, it just doesn't happen by chance. Every once in a while, you'll find someone that gets incredibly lucky in this business, in this company. But most people, it's because they work very, very hard and they care about helping other people. So I hope this call was encouraging for you guys. Thank you so much, Ally and Sarah, for sharing your heart tonight. I'm so proud of you guys. And what's next for me, in my opinion, for you guys, is to start seeing you guys create six-figure income earners on your team, because I want you to know how it feels. It's the most amazing feeling in the world. Here we go. I better stop before I get all sappy on you. Love you guys. Thank you so much. And if you need help, you just say the word. That's what we're here for. Thanks, Sarah and Ally.
Thank you, Cindy.